What's going on, my football fans? We're here at Moses F. Miller Stadium for another matchup. We got Classen SAS Comets taking on NewCastle Racers. My name is Jonathan Richardson. Alongside me today is Mr. Max. So what's going on, Mr. Max? How you doing today?
Man, I'm excited to get this started. I'm glad to be sitting next to you, and it's been good so far. So I'm expecting a wonderful night. So it's a great night for football, man. We got two teams that are looking pretty good right now. We've got Newcastle, who's 6-1, and Classen. They're doing a really good job as well. A young team. Both are young teams. None of them are really seasoned. Senior heavy. I think upperclassmen wise, there's only 7 seniors on one side and very few on the other. So I'm excited about it. How about yourself, man?
Yeah, I am too. You know, I love the Friday night lights, and this is one of the good nice fields in the city. Grass field looks really nice. So we do have national anthem going on right now. But just gonna get a chance to thank some of our pregame and postgame sponsors today.
Absolutely.
Our title sponsor is gonna be SSM Health at St. Anthony. Let the orthopedic experts at SSM Health, Bone and Joint Hospital, help people get moving today. Call for an appointment today at 405-212-2530. That's 218-2530. And also Metro Tech Technology Centers. Metro Tech Technology Centers offers great courses and programs to allow you to have a great career. Learn more at metrotech.edu. That's metrotech.edu. And so, yes, like I said, we're both excited for this game. But I know you got a chance to go down and talk to some coaches today. So what did you kind of grab from Newcastle Racers today?
Well, you know, what I got from them is the coach is Coach Brickman. And very calm guy, very reserved, but you can see that fire. And it looks like his team has his philosophy and his energy as well. Some of the things he talked about was their confidence, you know, that he doesn't want them to get unfocused and think they're better than their opponent, even though they may be. Don't take it for granted. And these guys have been following along and learning quite well. Obviously, with a record of 6-1, they've had some tough competition. And he said there were some players, you know, to look out for. So we'll be calling their names, you know, quite frequently out there. So, like he said, his philosophy is be the best they can be and play for each other, and just, you know, one down at a time. So it was really good talking with him. As far as the coach on the other side, their coach Marinko, he's thoroughly pleased as well. He's seen his team grow. He said every man on the team is playing for each other. His biggest deal is they've had success by half. You know, start out well, finish not so well. Start out slow, finish better. He wants them to get to the point where they can put 4 complete quarters together. They have the talent. They just, he wants them to stay focused, keep playing, doing what they're doing, dig hard, and play for each other.
Yeah, that's a good point, Max. I like how with Newcastle you kind of talked about the coach being calm, and I want to see how that translates to their players on the field, if they're disciplined with penalties and things like that, because that's going to show if they really are engaged. And we're having a 6-1 record and being a young team too, man, it's a lot of future for this team is what you're telling me. And definitely getting excited to see them. And then for Classen, them having a young squad too, but that's still future for them, trying to figure out their identity and things like that.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, stringing together those 4 quarters, I want to see how the momentum shifts within this game and who comes out there and takes a hold of this game, because whoever receives it, you know, they could go down, score a touchdown, then the other team has to answer back, you know what I mean? So we're going to get a lot of chance to see what both of these teams can do. And then just going back to some other things, we got some first down sponsors today. Big O's Pork and Dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Big O's Pork and Dreams is the best barbecue in Oklahoma City. If you haven't had the famous Fat Butt Spud, then you haven't lived life. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations to serve you, with a location at Edmond and Midwest City. Tell Big O we sent you. So, Max, hey, man, you been in Big O's?
Man, I can't. See, that's terrible. I haven't yet. But
on
my behalf, I did pull up their website, and I just was drooling.
Yeah.
I was like, I have got to get by there and get that, man. And then Big Daddy Monday makes that commercial sound so delicious, you know. So,
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know, believe me,
I
I
love it.
have plans. If I could sit here and eat one while I was watching the game, that'd be the best
Oh, they
sponsorship
gotta hook us up.
possible.
I feel you on that. Definitely.
But no, I'm definitely going to get by there. You were speaking about the field. I was out there talking to the coaches. Man, that took me back being out there because it is a real grass field. You know, and I think that's a big deal in today's game. I mean,
Yes.
although the fields that are, you know, artificial turf, they've done a phenomenal job. But I think this is going to be a fun night here. One of the things too that the coach wants for class, and one of the things, key elements that I was really happy to hear him say was, to a man, every man on that roster is ready to play. Their philosophy of next man up, they're ready to go. He said whether they play one play, they're strapped in, they got their mouthpiece in, and they're looking. He can see in their eyes that they're ready to go. So he said with that kind of energy, he wants them to really just have fun,
Have fun.
play fast,
Yeah.
play fun, and play for each other.
And that goes back to the identity, is where, you know, maybe we don't want to see that, but if someone happens to go down with a quick injury, that next man up can just kind of fill that hole and still do what they can do out on this field. So I like that you mentioned that. We do have Newcastle getting ready to run across the field. I see we got some flags, American flag. They're wearing the white uniforms, being the away team today with the blue helmets. And then, hey, what about Classen SAS's jersey? That's really what I'm looking at.
You know,
that black is nice.
It was intimidating when I was down there on the field. Actually, I was like, these guys don't look like high schoolers, man.
Yeah.
These guys look like it's Thursday night football in the NFL. I'm totally enamored and amazed and love the jerseys that they have, man, because Classen goes back a long ways, and I remember when their jerseys were a little bit different, but this is really nice. If it doesn't give them an attitude, I don't know what will.
Got to, and they got the swag, so it's even translated to the field. But, you know, we got the coin toss getting ready to commence. And so what are some key players that you saw from both sides that some of these fans can be looking out for?
Well, for sure on the Classen SAS side, their quarterback is a dangerous young man. I mean, I've seen him play, and he's someone to look forward to, number one, and that's Carlos Hardiman. They're super, you know, they've got some playmakers. One of their playmakers is Elijah Green. He's a wide receiver, defensive back. Basically, this guy is a Inspector Gadget. You can put him anywhere on the field, and he's dangerous. So he's definitely someone to look forward to. Toure as a wide receiver. You've got Underwood as a wide receiver. You've got Mr. Freeland, Caleb Freeland. These guys they're loaded, you know. On defense, they've got Israel Chaku and some other gentlemen that are, you know, and they're all, here's the deal, they're all underclassmen.
That's just getting the experience at that young age is only going to serve them well with their high school careers. And another thing I'm looking for is the conditioning of these both of these teams, because I know sure for Classen SAS maybe have a little shorter of a roster. They're going to be playing both ways, both sides of the football.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I know you said they got a dangerous man, you said was Carlos Hardiman. So,
yes.
Hey, I like to see points. I like basketball, too. So football, too, I want to see some points put up. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope we don't have a basketball score tonight, because that means defense is going to be, like, quitting. But, nah, I'm with you, man. I want to see some electrifying things happen. And I think with it being midseason, they figured out what they can do, and they'll probably – I just want to see who's going to impose their will.
Yes, most definitely.
Now, on the opposite side over here, we're looking at some players that Coach Brickman mentioned. Number 17, Mr. Booker there. He's a running back as well, wide receiver, another gadget guy. Carlos Bolser. I'm sorry, I said Booker, but Carson Bolser is a tough guy to bring down. Also, T.J. Bradford, who is a running back, defensive back, also a gadget guy. Grady Corbin. These are guys to look out for, you know, on the offense that Coach mentioned specifically. Again, these guys are freshmen, juniors, and sophomores, no seniors, you know. So lot of growth there, a lot of potential. He said several of these guys are being looked at by D1 schools, and that's a great thing. So I asked, well, we'll talk about that later, but he was really excited about them. And he said on defense, number 77, Todd Smith, outside linebackers, is a really, really good guy to look forward to tonight. He's going to live in that backfield. And number 21, of course, Shane Lovejoy. Okay. He's also a linebacker. So apparently that second level beyond that front four is tough.
And, hey, man, you listed a lot of guys to look out for. So I think that we're going to have a good game, and I'm glad you're tuning in, glad you're watching it, getting the chance to thank some of our sponsors today for this game: Casino Domino, Langston University, Big O's Sport and Dreams, Super Prep, Kaiser Life Changing Bar, Dick's Sporting Goods, Impressions Printing, OKC Dodgers Baseball Foundation, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Companies. Thank you so much. Both teams have already gotten on the field now, and it's looking like NewCastle is going to be kicking the ball off to Classen SAS to start this game. Back to receive for NewCastle is that number 16, Elijah Green. Like you said, that he's a do-it-all player for them, so he's going to be the lone receiver back there to get this kickoff. We're about ready for kickoff, y'all. You come to the right place for some Friday night lights. You ready, Max?
I am ready. I'm excited for it. So I'm good to see what they're going to do. And they're moving. The Classen will be moving left to right, and for this first quarter, and NewCastle will be moving right to left.
Thank you. And Toby Batchalter is the kicker for the Racers tonight. Still getting ready. Both, I see some cheerleaders getting their sidelines pumped up. We got some players on the sidelines jumping, getting ready to kick off this game.
Well, it looks like everybody traveled well. I mean, NewCastle side has got quite a few fans over there, which, I mean, being 6-1, that's good. It's good to see that support. I'm actually very happy also to see Classen side as well.
Oh, yeah, this is a nice crowd. Even see the student section for both teams. So love to see the support for their football squads, and we're about to kick this one off. Shoelaces being tied, making sure everything is up to par for this game. Everything matters, right? It's the little things.
Yes, it does.
And so now we're just waiting, and now I believe that's done.
Yeah, the referees are getting it together. And speaking of our referees, calling tonight's game, we have the referee, Rick Johnson, umpire, Richard Jacobs. The linesman is Mark Richard. The line judge is Steve Ombre. And the back judge is Kurt Thurman. We certainly appreciate them, and they're going to do a phenomenal job tonight. Good crew.
Yes, it's not an easy job. We don't want to act like we know what they're doing, you know what I mean? It takes a lot to come out here and call a clean game, being unbiased. So we appreciate it. Even the ones that are working the first down markers and all that.
Oh, yes.
Not an easy task, so appreciate all of you, and we appreciate you watching this game too on live stream. I think we're getting the players' equipment handled, I think, which was causing a little delay, but should be ready to kick off anytime. And then now let me ask you, Max.
Absolutely.
Who do you think is gonna win this game?
Ooh.
Putting you under the spot.
Well, I really don't have a clue because there's so much heart on both sides. I was watching them during warm-ups, and there's some, you see some precision things from the players on both sides while they're warming up. Like I said, at this point, they know who they are. They know what they can do. I don't have a prediction. I think I'll know more once we see to get the jitters out. First drive will tell us a little bit, but once they get those first drives out and they start really playing football and the chess match between the coaches start, then we'll have a little better idea. But it's a coin toss for me because the energy on both sides was pretty even.
Hey, that's a good Nice, safe answer, Max. I got you. No, I'm playing. Yeah, I feel you. I do feel a good atmosphere from both sides, and I like to see the running games of both teams. Maybe I think that could be a tell of this game. It's not the full phases
Right.
of these games, but who can establish that the line of scrimmage, really control the trenches? I don't know. I'm happy to see that. That could be an outlier possibly. So.
No, and I mean, and you're absolutely right. I mean, the more we see, the more we'll know. But
Right.
I mean, look, it's 4 quarters. Every minute counts, every second counts, and it could turn on a dime. I mean, it's going to be a matter of who has the least penalties, turnovers, things of that magnitude, and a team that can play mistake-free football and sustainable drives.
Yes, yeah, that's all true. And, both teams are going to need to maintain their identity, like I said, stick to who they are, play their brand of football. That always translates to success.
And, I know from judging from the coaches and the players on the field, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Neither do I. And so now we're off in this game. Racers kick it off, and it will be Elijah Green to try to return it, but does go in the back of the end zone.
Yes, it went into the end zone. That was a great kick.
Yes, it was.
That was a great kick. So here we go. We're getting started.
Going to be a touchback, and so Comets will start their first drive. Ball is going to be placed on that 20-yard line. And I'm going to get to see what type of offense they like to run, if it's going to be more of spread or they're going to be under center. We're going to learn that out really quick.
Well, it looks like they are spreading out at this point. 2 and 2s, twins on both sides. No tight end, quarterback, running back, pistol. Let's see what they got going.
Oh, yeah. And so Hardeman's going to actually send a receiver in motion across. And flag's going to fly on this first play. And it will be a false start against the Comets. That's going to move the ball 5 yards back.
Yeah, they probably. I'll chalk that one up to being excited.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll just chalk that one up for being excited. They don't need to dig a hole. Let's see if they can get out of it here.
1st and 15. Hardeman still in the shotgun formation. He gets a snap and looks to the left side, trying just to get out of it. Throws it back. Throws it behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be recovered. Trying to see who may have the football. Did it go out of bounds? And it does believe that Newcastle Racers have picked up and scooped up the fumble.
Well, we just talked about mistakes like that, and it just I don't know what the quarterback was thinking at that point, but he was sacked pretty much, but he tried to make a play.
Right.
It just didn't come to fruition, and now we've got a fumble, and Newcastle's on the drive here.
Yes, they are. Now they're even in the red zone now,
Oh, yeah.
So looking like they're going to be in a wishbone setter. Going to be a direct snap to the running back. He's trying to fight forward, still moving. A lot of Comets after him. Eventually brought down. Going to gain about 2 yards on that one.
That was a tough yards there. 2 tough yards there, and it's good to see Classen's defense pick up the intensity and stop him there. And this is a red zone sponsored by OKC Dodgers Baseball Foundation and Impressions Printing. So we are definitely in the red zone.
Yes, we are, and they're going to give it back to Randy Nix, and Nix is just going to fight his way, and he will. Not seeing a signal yet. It is going to be a touchdown, Newcastle Racers.
Okay, well, that was a heck of a play and heck of a way to reward yourself for recovering that fumble, and they're going to do the traditional kick here, which is nice.
Yeah, very heads-up play. Just because I don't know if Nix is supposed to be the quarterback, but he just had a direct snap, had blockers, and just did what he could to get in the end zone.
Well, that was a great drive right there. It was a short drive there, starting from their 12-yard line, and ran 2 running plays and got in the end zone. So that's a good thing. And that scoring recap was sponsored by Kazi Life Changing Bar. So there you have it. there's our first indication.
Who could have predicted that? You know what I mean?
No. So hopefully Classen will gather themselves and
yes,
and make up for it. So right
it's all
now
about
they're
learning from the mistakes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have the jitters out now.
Yeah, the penalty, we saw that. Turn into that fumble. Heads-up play for Newcastle to jump on it, turn some points into it. And here we are, 7-0. So
Yeah.
back again, Elijah Green to receive this kickoff. Let's just rewind. Let's do it over again. Let's do it again.
Exactly.
With 10:55 in this first quarter. We got a lot of game left, and the kick is off. This one's going to be more of a shorter punt, but it's bouncing all the way down to the goal line. Elijah Green lets it goes out of bounds, and that will be a penalty.
Well, yes, definitely. That's one that they need that break. I don't think Newcastle was trying to do that, but they need that break. I think they were trying to bait Elijah there to pick up the ball. And quite frankly, they probably needed that electricity, but it was smart to let it go out of bounds at the 1.
Very good play from him. He knows his brand of football. So that after that penalty, ball is going to be placed on the 35-yard line, Comet's own 35-yard line, to where they'll start the second drive after the turnover. And so we have Hardiman still at quarterback. Right next to him is Caleb Freeman at running back. We got 2 receivers, 2 really bunched up towards that boundary for the Comets. Hardiman's looking towards the sideline, gets a snapping, and actually going to be a read option. He keeps it. Hardiman takes off a tackle, still rolling, still going, and eventually brought down. Going to be a 5-yard gain moving into the 40-yard line, Max.
Well, that's a nice play there. Caught the defense a little bit off guard there. Great play there by the quarterback.
Excellent play, read option. We've seen it a lot in these spread offenses, keeping the defense guessing. And so now it's going to be 2nd and 5 with 10:30 and counting in this first quarter. Hardiman's going to do the read option again, but he gives it to Freeman this time, and he's brought up by a few racers. I believe it on that tackle is going to be number 26, Brady Rice.
Well, they weren't fooled on that one, but hey, they're trying to establish the run. It looks like, and that's their identity. They want to make happen. They want to impose their will. Let's see how the chess match continues.
He says, and will be a fantastic chess match. Thank you again for watching. 3rd and 7, crucial 3rd down for the Comets. They're going to go back to the read option, and they're giving it to Freeman. Freeman has running room this time. Going to get hit and brought down before the line. Going to make it 4th down, tackled by Trey Burchett.
That was a tough tackle. And it was a tough run. But it was a great play all the way around. I'd like to see him plant and go north and south a little bit more. It looks like the racers have great sideline pursuit.
And they're 4th down, so it looks like, I don't know if they want to punting. Their punting formation is a little bit different. It's a very high punt falling to racer field position. It will fall out of bounds. Ref's going to signal it at their own 34-yard line to start their second drive in this first quarter.
Well, hopefully they got their jitters out. And the defense just going to have to bow up here. The racers have very good field position, and we'll see what kind of sustainable drive they have in mind and how they're going to impose their will.
Yes, we will, and they're going to have 2 receivers to the right and at quarterback. Going to be number 13, Jackson Burgett. And he's looked like an empty backfield. Never mind. He does have a running back to his right. He's waiting for the snap. Gets the snap. And it's going to be a play action. Throws it out to a screen, to his receiver. Maybe gets about 2 yards. Brought down by number 16, Elijah Green.
Yeah, that man is everywhere. And that was a good tackle. And that was a nice play there. They picked up a couple of yards. It's kind of keeping the box. Everybody's wanting to crowd the box. Now that's
really containing them. Yeah. And going back to the spread offense is Burgett, and that's going to actually hand it off to his running back this time. Spins off a tackle, still having daylight, still running. Definitely past the first down marker. Spins again, and now cross the 50-yard line on the Comets 45, and that's going to be a Big O's pork and dreams first down for the Racers.
Oh, that was a nice play. Great effort by the running back. And
Carson Bolser.
Yeah, it's one of those guys to look out for. So that was a heck of a play.
You kind of thought that play was dead, but then out of nowhere, Bolser just makes something happen. Nice play. Gives him a first down. And they're going to actually give it to Oh, no, it's actually going to be a keeper from Burgett. He picks up a positive gain, about 4 yards on that one.
Yeah, that was a very nice keeper. It looked like a read option as well. And he's just reading the linebackers. The linebackers have to kind of fill that gap a little bit and pump up some energy through there. But he ran through the A gap there and sprung out and got 5 yards.
Oh, but now they're going to try and get him with the hard count.
And they did.
And they do.
Yeah.
So we kind of talked about the discipline. We've seen penalties on the offensive side for Comets now getting fooled by the hard count. Got to be aware.
Well, I mean, they've got to settle down. I'll just say hopefully they're just a little bit too hyped or whatever.
That happened in the first quarter, and now they give it back to number 17, and he's running north and south, making people miss. And it will be a big old pork and dream first down. Carson Bolser again with a nice run, Max.
That's not bad, man. I mean, they're imposing their will. They found something that's working for them, and they're going to drive it until Classen stops it.
And with the hurry-up offense, giving it back to Bolser again. Bolser makes a cut inside, falling forward. And he's picking up another big old pork and dreams first down, Mr. Max.
That is awesome. They are definitely imposing their will, and they're running a hurry-up offense, so they're not letting Classen get comfortable at all.
No, they're not snapping it again, and just the same play, and Bolser just makes a man miss and is tripped up, but will pick up positive gain on that one. Not going to get the first down this time. We jinxed them. Going to be second and about 3.
Well, the good thing is they're in the red zone there. They're sponsored by Oklahoma City Dodgers Baseball Foundation and Impressions Printing. So they are definitely deep in the red zone here. And they can still pick up a first down.
That's a good point, too, right there. So they are back in this pistol formation, and it's going to be a read option, and it's going to be a keeper for Mr. Jackson Burgett. Touchdown, Racers.
Yes, he's all the way in. No resistance. He walked in, basically. But it seems like their energy is up. And this is what the coach was talking about Coach Marinko was talking about, starting out slow. And this has been kind of the issue with them that he's wanting to correct. And it seems like they've fallen into that same thing right now. Hopefully they can get fired up here. There's still plenty of time in the first quarter. I mean, we're talking 6 minutes, 31 seconds left. And it looks like the traditional extra point is good.
That's exactly right. Got to make it 14-0 with 6:31 left in this game. That's going to be a Kai Z life-changing bar scoring recap.
Oh, yes. Well, on that scoring recap, there was a 7-play drive which started on their own 34. 1 pass, six runs, and a touchdown. They just imposed their will, and they were picking up chunks of yardage. They attacked the second level of the defense, and got to give those guys on the front four there. I mean, on the offensive line, they're doing a great job blasting the Classen off the line. So you can run all day behind that. So
that's a great point too, because it goes back to the O-line being in good condition to do a hurry-up offense like that. If the skill players, they can be able to hurry up. But if those O-linemen aren't on the same page, what is it good for? So I'm glad to see that they're able to string together a good drive like that.
Yes, and that was nice. Again, a sustainable drive. You know, they did it. They got some good chunks, but it was a sustainable drive. And, you know, there's another punt or it's a punt that turned into a score for them. So hopefully Classen can get it going.
And we're off again.
All right, this time he's got
a nice return this time. He's still moving, going towards a spinning off tackle, still moving. And he's brought down at the 33-yard line. Common 33-yard line. What do you think about that one?
I like it. I mean, that's the energy they needed right there. He put it in gear, shifted gears, and if they hadn't gotten a hold of him, he'd still be running today. So that was running right now. That was an excellent play. That's the momentum they need. Looks like they're on, what, the 34-yard line?
34-yard line. Hardeman now has Freeland right behind him. H-back, and he's going to give the ball to Freeman, but he gets trucked behind the line of scrimmage. Going to be a tackle for loss.
You know, they're going to have to do something different. I think it looks like Newcastle is stacking a box, and it looks like their linebackers are filling up the gaps, and they're getting to the running back and the quarterback very quickly with ease.
Smart by these running backs, kind of predicting what could happen, and now they're going to try to go the read option against chase-off tackles. Is Hardeman. Hardeman still making something out of nothing and gets right past that original line of scrimmage. Going to make it a 3rd and 8.
Well, I mean, but he picked up quite a few yards that they lost on the first play. Heck of an effort. There's still a lot of penetration that's going on there. I don't, you know, they've got to address that. There's more people on the line than they are to block. I mean, they don't than people to block, and they've kind of got to address that a little bit. But it's working so far, and we'll see how it goes.
Yes, it is, and it's going to be a handoff to Freeland, trying to fool him with the run play in 3rd and long, but it's not fooling the Racers, that is. They do get a stop, and that's going to make it 4th and 11. Looking like a punting situation for the Comets.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, obviously the coach has his, you know, was trying to establish a run. I would like to see them go to some short passes, you know, try to loosen them up in the middle. I mean, Newcastle's just heavy in the box, and there's just really not anywhere to run.
We'll hope to see that on their next offensive drive, but now it's 4th down. And they're trying to get off. Punter just gets it off, and will be called for a fair catch with ball still rolling, still moving. Past the 25, getting almost to the 20, and that's where it will stop. Racers will have the ball on their own 20-yard line.
Well, at least that was a good kick. I thought for a moment they were going to throw a flag for roughing the kicker, but
and I think there is a flag on the and that
there
you're predetermined. There you go, Max. You saw it.
Yes, that's a break for them. I don't know in high school if that's an automatic first down or they just mark it off, or
well,
a Doolittle would let me know.
Yeah, the rules.
He's an ex-official. So,
yes, yeah.
You know.
For was it basketball or
no football?
Just, okay.
Probably everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it looks like they're moving the sticks, so looks like it's going to be a first down.
Oh yeah, big O's pork and dreams. First down, and now you were saying maybe we might see some short passes, some bubble screens, things like that. Just getting these racers out of the box. We'll look to see if we see that here.
Well, a mistake helped the racers get started. Let's hope a mistake helps these guys. There we go with the short pass.
There it is with the slant, and it's gonna be caught for Big O's pork and dreams first down. That's number 11, Jalen Torre.
And that was a good deal there. So let's see,
yes, it was. You called it with the short intermediate routes. Got him with that slant, with that soft coverage by those corners. Ball going to be on the 40-yard line. Now they're in Racer territory, and Hardeman's dropping back again. Nice catch to Elijah Green. Elijah Green trying to make something of it, but he is brought down. I don't know if they're going to give him forward progress or not. We'll see.
If they do, it's going to be a 4 or 5 yard gain, and this is what we were talking about. The intermediate things that are they're there because Newcastle is pressing the line so much that there's space right behind them. So, you know, you got them spread. Use these guys. These guys are on an island one-on-one, so this is really good.
Excellent play calling. Now Hardeman's got 3 receivers to his right. Gets a snap, and he's going to keep it on a read option, trying to find somewhere to go, but just a huge pile. Getting back to the to where they were at. Going to make it 3rd and 6.
They need this 3rd down here, just for confidence, you know. And they can do it. They've just shown that they can do it. I'd even go so much as saying this might be two down territory.
That's a good observation. It should be, you know, and I know you talked about how sometimes they get off to that slow pace or what their coach kind of mentioned. So, hey, maybe this might wake them up, picking up this 3rd down right here.
I think it's crucial for them to pick it up.
Hardeman's looking to the right. Oh, and I do believe it's going to be a false start. Number 11, Jalen Torre, wanted to get a little head start on his route there. Costly penalty.
Well, maybe the pass was for him.
Yeah, hey, probably could have. He did. Sometimes hey, I'm getting open on this one. I need to get going.
Well, he's dangerous, so I mean, he can get where he wants to go. He runs great routes, so they're just excited, and that's good.
3rd and 11 now, and Hardeman's dropping back, trying to find a receiver, just tries to get the ball away before being sacked, and that's going to fall incomplete, making it 4th and 11.
That was a tough one there. Now he kind of backed him up a little bit. I don't know that you'd want to go for it here and give them the ball, and this, it would be on the 42-yard line.
Yes, sir.
I would try to pin them deep.
Mr. Max, he's saying he's going to pin them deep. And I don't know, I think.
Looks like they're going for it.
Yeah, they said,
or
thank you, but no thank you. We'll go for it. You said what now?
Unless they're going to quick kick.
That could be true, too, but it looks like Hardeman will drop back, and he's going to look for the receiver, and he's going to be open, number 11. Jalen Torre is going to walk in the end zone, 42-yard score, touchdown, Comets.
Well, now you know why he was anxious to get the ball.
Exactly. What a nice play call when you needed it. We got some fans on this side excited about that one, and it is going to give this a one-score game, back to what the Comets need to get back to this game, getting those jitterbugs off.
Well, you know what? This was a balanced attack here, and our scoring recap here is by Kai's life-changing bar. This was a super drive, and it was sustainable. Now, they did have the one penalty in their favor.
Yes, they did, and they elected to go for 2. And they do not get the extra, the 2-point conversion. Stop behind the line of scrimmage. Gonna make it 14-6. But my bad. Back to that touchdown, Max.
Well, you know what? I feel how I feel about 2-point conversions. Sometimes they can be momentum shifters, breakers, or whatever. But I would like to see them, if they have a kicker, at least kick the field goal. But hey, they gave a valiant effort. This drive, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a 9-play drive where there were 3 passes that they mixed in there. And what's neat is before the penalty, it was all run. After the penalty, they came out with passes. They did the crossing routes, and it was successful. Toure scores a touchdown. That's a great sustainable drive.
And what I would like to mention is they still ran the ball, even though it might not have gotten them these big gains. They still stuck to the run to where on 4th down, a very gutsy call. 4th and 11.
Yes.
You throw in that ball, and it worked out for the best for the Comets. So like how they're mixing up their offensive play calling so far.
Yes, looks like they're starting to get in a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that penalty on Newcastle woke them up. Again, both teams have benefited from penalties.
Yes.
So that's good. So I expect to see them get fired up over here on Classen, and the defense impose their will a little bit. I'd like to see that.
Oh, yeah. Making it an 8-point game right now. Racers do have the lead, 14-6, and so now that kickoff is just going to go straight out of bounds. They were trying to maybe attack a certain area of the field, but didn't work out for the Comets. Will be a flag on them, and so the Racers will start this drive ball on the 35-yard line.
Well, once again, penalties helping a team. I mean, you kind of, I don't know, it's a tough way to, you just scored. It's a tough way to start the next drive or get your defense out on the field. You don't need to help the other team,
No, not at all. And penalties can do that, and also can, kind of kill momentum too. But I mean, not in this case. It's just a kickoff. But we'll see what these penalties, how they impact this game. So Racers do have the football. It's going to be in the 36-yard line, So they do hand it off to number 5, T.J. Bradford. And Bradford has a beautiful run, still going, still moving. Comets just trying to bring him down, but that's a backpack. You right on that one, and it's a big old Sport and Jeans first down.
Oh, yes, that was a heck of a run there.
Going back to this hurry-up offense, going to give it back to Bradford. Bradford is just shaking off these tackles, still moving, churning those legs. Going to pick up a big old Sport and Jeans first down.
Wow, this guy is just having a fantastic night thus far. They're not giving Classen a chance to get set. They're running that hurry-up offense, and it's affecting them tremendously.
Yes, it is. And Bradford running that football, he's really low to the ground. You know, you got to tackle him low if you want to get to him. He's done a good job on this drive with running the football. But Burgett he's going to keep it on the read option. He's running to that left side, has a crease, still going. Comets chasing him down. They eventually bring him down after a big old Sport and Jeans first down. Ball is going to be at the Comets' 11-yard line.
And the cool part about it here is they're doing this without any penalties. So no flags, no holding. So they're very well disciplined here.
Good observation in 33 seconds and counting in this first quarter. It's been a treat so far. Scored 14-6 with the Racers. NewCastle leading right now. Ref kind of signaling for the sideline warning, I believe, but clock's still moving. And I think NewCastle's just going to let this clock run down a little bit. They have all the momentum right now, and I believe it stopped, at the 12-yard line for the sideline warning. Waiting to see.
Well, I mean, we're waiting for an indication from the referee. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on at the moment. But the clock is definitely stopped, and everybody's in place at the line. Okay, there they go to wind the clock up, and the play is going to resume.
Burgett has the snap and gives it to Bradford this time, but Comets meet him as soon as he gets the ball. Gets about a 1-yard gain. That's going to take us to the end of this first quarter, and we're going to take a break. You're listening to the Game of the Week, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Metro Tech Technology Center.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Don't wait for business.
And we're back at the beginning of this second quarter where the NewCastle Racers have a 14-6 lead over the Classen SAS Comets. Ball going to be on the 11-yard line for the Racers, and it's going to be an incomplete pass intended for T.J. Bradford. If he would have caught that, Max, he might have walked right into the end zone.
Well, it was nothing but real estate in front of him, so the quarterback was under some pressure. That was a different twist right there. Of course, they're in the red zone in Oklahoma City Dodgers Baseball Foundation and Impressions Printing red zone. So they're in the red zone once again. I mean, they're living in the red zone, which is they're used to it. Hopefully, Classen's doing what they're doing and gets tough down here. They're making it difficult.
Yes, they are. And so now we have it's going to be third down, and it is going to be Burgett with the keeper. Gets brought down, gains, I would say 3 yards on that one, making it fourth and 6 for the Comets, and they're not going to be greedy. I believe they're getting ready to set up for a field goal and take these 3 points, respecting their opponent a little bit. And so now we have Batchelder with the kick, gets a snap, it's up, and it's good.
No, that's a heck of a nice kick there. I like that.
Yes, I love seeing the kickers, the 3 phases of the game. Can't forget special teams. And so that adds 3 points to that score for the Racers. And, you know, they were very close. They've had good field position throughout the night. So, you know, end up with a field goal.
Well, you know, this scoring recap is here by Kai's Life-Changing Bar. And this is an interesting bit here. There was 1 pass out of 5 plays. And they started back on their 35-yard line. And it resulted in a field goal. Now, that's a great plus and a feather in the cap for the Classen defense there. To stop them and and force them to make a field goal, force them to. That's the first third down conversion that they haven't had.
And that was a good point, too. Just a lot of run plays, Bradford, and eventually on the last end of that drive, being able to stop him because at one point, he was piggybacking some comments to those first down markers. So good to see them kind of hold them at that goal line, stand their ground.
Yeah, there was definitely some hitchhiking going on there. And
yeah.
But anyway, that was a good drive. But the defense, they did a fantastic job on that. So hopefully they can get fired up again, get a good return here.
Most definitely. Racers kicking it off again, and it is going to be received by the Comets. He's running to the reversing field, number 3. He's shaking off, stiff arm, still moving, still jumping, still going. Oh, he did step out, but a beautiful return by number 3, Mason Fletcher.
Oh, yeah, that's one of those people to watch out for, and you can see why. He's electrifying. That was a wonderful return. That stiff arm was that was a professional stiff arm.
Right.
He got the guy right off of him. That was fantastic. So what are we looking at as far as the yard line here? They're at the 32.
Or 30.
I'm sorry, the 36.
Yeah, 36-yard line is where the Comets will start. Hardman's got 3 receivers, trips to his right, having Freeland in the backfield with him. He's actually going to send the receiver in motion, but still gives it to Freeland, and it's going to be no surprise. Brought down by number 52, Ricardo Chavera.
Yeah, Ricardo is he read that thing all the way. He stayed home, and they had Classen had no chance on that. So that was one heck of a read and great discipline, and looks like one of the Classen players has come off a little gimpy there. He's on the sideline receiving some attention. All right, this is a second down play for them. No gain.
No gain, and now Hardeman's going to draw back and look to the right side, trying to find a receiver. Just scrambles out the pocket, makes a juke move, but not going to be able to shake off Racers. But he does pick up 5 yards on that one.
Yes, that was a heck of a read by him. I like the fact that he was eager on that. The pocket was crushing on him, so that was really a good play.
Yes, it was, and also Brady Rice was in on that tackle. Good awareness from Hardeman to know that play is breaking down. I need to just get what I can out of it. And a manageable 3rd and 5 now at the 42-yard line. Going to send Freeland in motion is Hardeman. Hardeman's looking to that right side, trying to lob it over to the receiver. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by the Racers and taken out of bounds at the Comets' 47-yard line. But I do see a flag on the play. Let's see what this is about.
Yeah, definitely need to see what this is. I wonder, is it after the interception? But nobody is moving on the field right now.
Maybe seeing
Well, it looks like the
Think it's
the
gonna be
defense is going out on the field, so it's obviously a post.
Yep. Maybe illegal man downfield is the call. That's going to be declined.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you said, giving racers a first down and giving them the football in Common's territory.
Well, that was something that they didn't need, but hopefully the defense is going to recover. And they've been out on the field quite a bit here.
Yes, they have, and that means that the Racers offense has had a lot of possession of this football, and so they get it, and it's going to be a handoff to number 24, and he's just has nobody around him, eventually brought down, but will pick up a big old Pork and Dreams first down. That's Grady Corbin.
That was a heck of a run. I mean, these guys are wanting to put this thing away early here.
That's what they're looking to do. Excellent communication from O-line to running backs. They've had a lot of nice run plays today. Ball going to be at the 34-yard line, and now quarterback's just trying to get away from the rush, but cannot. A huge sack. Flag flies, but excellent sack. Is that number 6?
Yes, it is.
Ike Rayburn. Flag down.
That was a heck of a play by those two players there. They teamed up, and the quarterback had nowhere to go. Let's see what this flag brings.
Still waiting to see. Comets looking at their sideline, trying to prepare themselves for the next play. It is 8:13 left in the second quarter. Let's see what the ref signals now. Don't know. And now we're getting the call. Sideline warning against the Racers. But it will make it a 2nd and 25. And now Briggette's going to drop back and throws a middle screen to his receiver. Nice play to development. Caught by number 10, Alex Logan.
That was a tough tackle. Those guys recovered because they had that screen set up very well, and it released the defense. But the secondary of the defensive for Classen really stepped up and made a saving tackle there. That guy had real estate in front of him.
Yes, he did. And now after that 9-yard gain, going to make it 3rd and 16. Trying to get him with the hard count. I don't see a flag, so they didn't get him with it. Now Burgett's just looking back at the sideline, seeing what play they're going to run. He drops back, looking to that left side. He's rolling out right. Throws a dart to the receiver right in his hands, but he drops it. That's going to be number 10, who just got the football. Alex Logan couldn't come up with that catch.
That's a good stop right there. Good defensive play by the cornerback.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a good defensive play. And so it is going to be 4th and 16. And I believe that the Racers are bringing their kicker out here for a long field goal, but he believes he has the leg for it. It's going to be a fake just to kind of keep the Comets on their heels. And they're going to go for it and just throw it to number 33, and he breaks the tackle, stiff arms. But he does not get enough for the first down. Tried to fool the Comets, but could not. That's going to be a turnover on downs. First down, Comets. 17-6 with 7:15 left in this second quarter. Been an excellent game to watch. Appreciate you for tuning in today. Going to get a chance to thank some of our sponsors, Casino Domino, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Super Prep, Kaiser Life Changing Bar, Dick's Sporting Goods, Impressions Printing. Thank you. First down ball on the 26-yard line for the Comets. Hardeman just trying to juke anyone he can, but can't get anything going on that play. Gonna be a loss of 1 for Hardeman, making it 2nd and 11. Hardeman looking to see what over his sidelines, what the play callers has signaled for him to run. He's got trips to his right. And he has Freeland in the backfield with him, looking to the left before the snap, and gets a snap, drops back, looks to the right side, throws it over the middle, trying to find his receiver, number 7, Aaron Underwood. Looked like Classen SAS wanted a pass interference penalty, but it won't be drawn. It won't be called. Going to be incomplete pass, making it 3rd and 11. And those plays just happened really quickly for the Comets. Making it 3rd and 11 now. This is very key, 3rd and 11. With only being down 11 points in this game. Very manageable for the Comets, but need to pick up this 3rd down if they want to continue to compete in this game. And now Hardeman's looking back, dropping back to that right side, trying to call for his receiver. Tries throwing the football and almost gets intercepted. Doesn't want to throw another interception, but it is incomplete. Number 16, Trey Burchett almost came up with the interception, but it is incomplete like we said. Going to make it 4th down for the Comets. And they're definitely going to need to punt this one away with being in their own territory. Back to receive for the Racers going to be number 15, Jackson Schnannel, I believe. Sorry if I mispronounced that. But the Comets get the snap on the punt. Very high punt. Jackson's going to catch it at the 40-yard line. Didn't see the perfect catch. Going to dodge it. Still running past the 50-yard line. Still moving. Ball switch to the right side. Wow, what a nice improvised punt return for the Racers, giving them good field position to start this drive. And thanking some more of our sponsors, OKC Dodgers Baseball Foundation and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Companies. Thank you so much for sponsoring this game. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you for watching too on live stream. This has been a good one so far. 6:18 in this second quarter. A lot of football to be played, so don't go anywhere. Racers, high potent offense, getting the ball back in the Comets 39-yard line, sending number 28, Randy Nix in motion. They're actually going to give it to number 17, and he's still running. Oh my goodness. Gets out of bounds. Flag flies down, but nice run by Carson Bolser, but we'll see what the flag is. Holding against the Racers. After a nice run that will bring the ball back. Kind of shooting themselves in the foot with that one. Hate to see it. After having good field position, going to bring them back over to their own territory. Maybe right at midfield. And yes, that's exactly where the ref's going to put it. Making it 2nd and 10. With 6:08 left in this game, and in this second quarter, excuse me. Burgett tries to fool him with the hard count, but doesn't. And looking towards his sideline, seeing what the play will be. He's in shotgun, and he actually does a play action, throws it out for a bubble screen to number 10, and he's just trying to find anywhere to go, making a good effort. Caught is going to be Alex Logan. He's going to get back to that original line of scrimmage, or almost.
Yeah, that was a good play there. There was a little bit of a busted defense on that. They left him open in the slot, and they had him covered, and then they backed out of it. That looks like that's why they changed the play over there on the sideline for the Racers.
Offensive coordinator, he's ahead of the curve and seeing where he can manipulate this Comet defense. But nonetheless, there is a 2nd and 11 after the penalty on 1st down. And so Burgett has enough time to drop back. But now he's rolling out to the right, giving a shot for the end zone, has Logan wide open, and he just overthrows him. Logan did get one hand on it, but wasn't able to come down with that, Max.
Well, you know what? It looked like he either lost it in the lights or it went. The pass was more towards his back shoulder. He needed to lead him on the inside. He was so open. Of course, that was a great play pass by him because he was running to his right, and he really didn't get a chance to set. But nice arm, and just sometimes when you're that wide open, the play doesn't happen. But that was a great effort on both players there.
Definitely like a little too good to be true. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it now making it 3rd and 11. And so Burgett has a snap and throws a middle screen to hit number 4, and he drops it. Intended for Rex Heskew. He can't come up with the catch. Gonna make it a 4th and 11 for the Racers.
You know, and that's odd. That's only the third time that Newcastle has had a third down.
Wow.
I mean, they've been having success so much on first and second down. They haven't had very many third downs. But that was a good defensive stop. Let's see if they can capitalize on this.
And they do draw the comments offsides. You kind of knew that might have been coming with it being 4th and 11, trying to get any yardage they can, and that's what they do. They get 5 extra yards. And will they be aggressive and go for it on this 4th and 6?
Well, it looks like they were going to go for it on the 4th and 10, so they're most definitely going to I don't think they're looking. They may try to draw them off sides again, get the easy first down.
And so Burgett is in shotgun, and gets a snap, looking over to the left side for his receiver and throws it for an out route, and it just slips off of Brady Rice's hands. Turnover on downs for the Comets. The Racers, excuse me.
Well, the defense sustained here and persevered, so hopefully that breathes some life into the offense here. They went out 3 and out in the last time here with decent field position. So they're on the 36 again, and of their own 36. So they're in really good field position. So let's see what they can do.
We shall see. The touchdown they had was a pass to number 11, Jalen Torres. So maybe let's watch out to see if he gets involved on this drive. Hardeman's trying to get him with the hard count, but can't do it. Looking over to the right side, he has trips and Torres on that right side as well. He drops back and looks over to the right side, but just throws it away because, man, that Racer rush was immediately there in the backfield.
He was under immediate pressure. That was something to see. But at least he got it out of there and didn't cost them any yards. They got still 2nd and 10. As opposed to he was going to be lost for a sack for about another 8 yards. And I'm with you. They need to try to get it to Torre. They need to get it to their playmaker there, Mr. Green, Elijah Green there. They haven't heard much from him here.
No, we haven't, but they go to Freeland this time, and Freeland is brought down by number 28 and a few others, Randy Nix Jr. and a few other racers to bring him down behind the line. Loss of 2. 3rd and 12.
Well, they need to, like you said, they need to pull a play like they did last time. I'd like to see them pick this up. Looks like the Racers have other thoughts on that. They're playing no safeties at all.
Very pressed up on these receivers, and Hardeman's just going to throw a little flare screen to Freeland. Freeland makes a nice cut, does a spin move to kind of protect himself. Brought down by number 4, Rex Heskew, and does not pick up that 3rd down conversion, making it 4th and 10.
What are you expecting from them on this decision? You think they're going to go for it?
I think they're looking like they're going to go for it. I don't know. You are in your own territory. I would maybe punt it, but it doesn't look like that's what they're going to do. But, hey, another 4th down situation turned into a touchdown, like we said, Jalen Torres. So I want to see maybe they get him the football.
Well, it's odd. They have trips on the short side of the field over here. They don't have it spread out. They got single high.
And so Hardeman's just going to try to get a a slant to Torre, but just has no time. Hurried up on that throw. Going to fall incomplete.
Well, that was a tough play. He never got a chance to set for that anyway.
No, he did not, so we can't really blame him on that one with the short throw. But now it's 3:24 left in this second quarter. Still 17-6 with the Newcastle Racers leading.
Yeah, Newcastle doesn't need this. They're on the 35-yard line of Classen here. So this is everything. They're loving this.
Doing a little sweep to Bradford, and Bradford just looked like he was just trying to stay balanced that whole play. But, hey, legs were still moving, and I think he's going to pick up, or no, oh, yeah, he's going to pick up a Big O's Pork and Dreams first down.
Well, he bulldozed their linebacker right there. I mean, his forward progress is literally bulldozed the linebacker. I was surprised at that, but, hey, he had his shoulder square, and that's what you do when you're running back like that.
Nice play, and Burgett tries to give it to Bradford, but Bradford doesn't get it. He just keeps it for himself, and he's swung down by number 12, Carlos Williams. Gain of 3 for Burgett, or Berg. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Is going to make it 2nd and 7.
Well, that's wild when you can pick up the yardage that they're picking up there. And that was a delayed play. It looked like, it almost looked like a wishbone the way he held on to the ball, but wow.
Wow, indeed, because, you know, it looked like maybe he wanted to give him the ball, but kept it for himself. And so on the 2nd and 7, clock is moving, and eventually it will be a timeout by the Racers. So we're actually going to take a break on that timeout. It is going to be sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods. You're listening to the Game of the Week, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Metro Tech Technology Center.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
And we're back as Burke draws back and throws it off to his running back, number 17, and he gets the first down and runs out of bounds. Picking up a Big O's Pork and Dream first down. That's Carson Bolser. Heads up play from him. Heads up play from Burke just to get that out before he's going to get sacked and finds Bolser.
Well, I mean, it was a perfect play. They drew the defense in there. And, you know, you got, like, perfect out route there.
Back to Bolser, but he's going to have a handoff now, and he's just going to be brought down behind the line, forcing him out of bounds. We do see a flag on the play.
Well, we'll definitely have to see who this is going to hurt or help.
Right? Still kind of awaiting what this could be.
Well, it looks like they're marching it off, yeah, against the Comets there, yeah.
Going to be a face mask, the unintentional face mask, so I think it's just going to be a 5-yard penalty this time.
That's a shame because after that good play there to corral the running back, he hasn't been corralled much today, and that was a good two-man effort right there.
See if they can do it again. Berg now is dropping back and has time, surveying the field. Gets it over to number 26, Brady Rice, but he drops that pass again. Man, Berg found an open receiver. Got to come down with that one. But I know the Comets, they're happy about that.
Oh, most definitely, because he would have walked in. I don't know if he took his eyes off the ball and was ready to go celebrate. But
footsteps or whatever the case may be. So, you know.
What is this, 3rd down right now?
second down.
Second
So on
down.
2nd and 10. It's going to be a sweep to Bolster, and Bolster just has a burst getting the football, going right to the goal line. Doesn't get in, but just right next to the goal line. And then it's going to be a big old pork and dreams first down.
Man, they're racking them up. That's a good deal. I mean, that's the way you do it. And they have been very successful this half. So, and they're here to go with the hurry-up offense to catch these guys off guard.
Touchdown Racers, a quarterback keeper for Burke. He gets in there. He gets a touchdown.
That was an impressive drive. And I think they did what they wanted to do, which was use up some clock. I mean, it's still a minute 20, but this drive started with just under 4 minutes, and they've done a great job with that.
Excellent execution by the Racers, and now they're getting ready for the extra point. That one's through. It will be good.
Well, that's cool. And our red zone sponsor here, and our scoring recap sponsor is Kai's Life-Changing Bar. Wow, that was an 8-play drive which started on the Classen Comets 35-yard line. So they kind of gave them some really good field position there. And, 6 runs, balance, and 2 passes. Of course, both the passes would have been touchdowns, but just couldn't connect. But then the penalty really there were 2 penalties on that drive by Classen that really gave them more opportunity than they needed. But over and all, a pretty good balanced drive and some good play there. So that's not bad. An 8-play drive, picked up 2 first downs. They picked up 3 first downs on that drive. And like I said, they've only been in third down situations 3 times in this whole half.
Definitely managing this game and having good momentum when they do get the football in their hands, knowing what to do with it. Mm-hmm. Excellent play calling. The play calling makes sense, you know what I mean? So
yes.
They're doing their thing so far. Got to give credit to where it's due. Newcastle is having a good first half. And they're getting ready to kick it off now. Green's back there to receive. We want to see if he can make some magic happen. And the ball is going to be bounced out of bounds. Closest receiver was Fletcher, but he can't, and he's not going to be able to receive that one. That's going to be a flag on the Racers.
Yeah, he looked like he really wanted to get that and matriculate down the field there, and it would have been nice to see, but this is a smart play.
Excellent. Just kind of take what they give you. They want to give you the good field position. You take it, and so they will start the ball on the 35-yard lines. That's the Comets. That is with a minute 20 left in this first half. Nash, you think they can put some quick points on the board?
I think they can. I mean, I believe that if they do this, this will be a great momentum swing as they go into the locker room at halftime.
Hardiman sending Freeland in motion now, and he's going to try to just scramble after a hurry-up, and he will bounce forward for a 5-yard gain. In on the tackle is going to be number 77, Todd Schmidt. That's one of the D linemen we were told to watch out for, Max.
You can see why. I mean, once he decides to stop you, he stops you. I mean, he stopped his momentum. I mean, he did pick up a couple of yards, but what a stop. So, yeah, we'll hear more from him as the game goes on.
And a good stop because it has the clock continuing to run for the Comets as they tried to put these points on the board. And now Hardiman's just going to give his receiver, Fletcher, a chance with a ball over the middle of the field, but it does sail incomplete.
Well, I like their aggressiveness. I like to just see them connect a little better, but their aggressiveness is good. They need more of this.
Yes, they do, and with that incomplete, it does stop the clock before the end of this first half. So it is going to be third down, 3rd and 6. That's a manageable situation, is it not?
Oh, yeah, it is, and they should pick this up. I mean, they just need to be a little bit, just go for it here.
Yeah, That's what they do. Hardiman looking, throws it over to Elijah Green. We want to see him get involved. Hands on that one, but not able to bring it down.
That one looked like it was. I couldn't tell if it was behind him or if he was expecting to get crushed going through there.
I think that just goes back to the old saying: if it touches your hands, you gotta catch it. And I think he could have came up with that one, but maybe you're right. Just he didn't really know how that ball was gonna get thrown to him.
No. But, as a playmaker, like you said, you want to get your hands on the ball so you can at least have a chance to make a play.
Comets electing to go for it on 4th down, and so Hardiman's just trying to get the ball out to Freeland, but he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a turnover on downs with 25 seconds left in the second quarter.
Well, at least there's not much time left. I don't know how many timeouts. I think Newcastle hasn't used a timeout, I don't believe. Or I guess they used one timeout earlier. So if they wanted to take advantage and get a field goal out of this, I couldn't blame them.
Neither could I, and they do have a kicker who's shown some leg strength, so maybe he can add 3 to tack on at the end of the second quarter. They're taking their time with the first play of this drive. Ball's going to be on their on the Comets' 36-yard line. Berg gets the snap, draws back, and throws an out route, and it is going to be caught right close to that first down marker. Not picking it up exactly. It is going to be Rex Heskew on the catch.
Well, it's the clock is stopped, so they're trying to go after it here.
Smart play to go for the out route to stop that clock. Berg has an empty backfield and throws a screen pass over to Bolser, and Bolser is brought down. Comets knew exactly what was going on in that heads-up play and brings them down with 15 seconds left in this second quarter, Max.
Well, they stopped the clock, so here they have a 3rd down situation, 3rd and 1, and they pick up some yards and see what the kicker's got.
Have some timeouts, like you said, so able to preserve if they do. Throws a pump fake, and a pass over the middle intended for number 15. I believe that's Schnell, wasn't able to catch that one. It was at his legs, had no chance.
No, the quarterback looked like it was some little bit of indecision there, and that was the Shanuel, it looks like. Yeah, Jackson Shanuel. But he had no chance on that. Like I said, was down by his feet. So here we go with another 4th down situation.
And they're going to be greedy and go for it. Berg has time, just enough time, gets the ball off, but it is incomplete with 3 seconds left in this second quarter.
That one was a little bit of a surprise. He had real estate in front of him. He could have. I thought he could have picked up the first down. He was waiting for receivers to break free, and it cost him a little bit because he wasn't able to step into that play with the defender right there tackling him as he threw it. So the one time he should have run and pick it up. But, all in all, it was a good play by Classen, keeping the pressure on him and staying disciplined in the backfield. In the secondary, not letting those receivers be free.
Good point and good coverage. Now with 3 seconds left, we'll see how aggressive the Comets get. Maybe just time for one last play, and they're gonna just conceive and go into halftime with this 6-24 down right now for the Classen SAS Comets. Newcastle's leading the Racers, and so we're gonna
for business hours. Now
going into this halftime, sponsored by Langston University. You listen to the game of the week, sponsored by sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Metro Tech Technology Centers. We'll be right back.
injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern. Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken injury clinic at 134. Injuries don't wait. For business Injuries don't wait. For business for business hours.
And we're back for halftime, where the Newcastle Racers have a 24-6 lead over the Classen SAS Comets. And we want to thank our sponsors for this halftime, Langston University and Casino Domino. For Langston, if you ever consider becoming a nurse or physical therapist, you should enroll today at Langston University. LU is one of the leading state's universities in producing nurses and physical therapists. Learn more by going online to langston.edu. Thank you, Langston. And also, Casino Domino. For the best Mexican cuisine, the only place to have lunch or dinner is Casino Domino, located at 6022 South Western Avenue, open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. So thank you, Langston. Thank you, Casino Domino, for sponsoring this halftime. And thank you for listening to this halftime update. So I'm Jonathan Richardson, of course. Got Max, Mr. Max with us. So, Max, man, what about this first half? It was good football, good action to watch. Obviously, seeing the Racers having this this 2-score lead. What did you kind of see out there with that first half of action?
Well, we saw. Hold on. Okay. The first half was a little bit unpredictable. That's kind of like why I answered the question like I did in the first half. But
yeah, definitely unpredictable. We can't always call it how we think it's going to play out. Even these coaches can't always call how they feel this game is going to play out. So with it being a 2-score lead, just the way these teams have been playing, you can't exactly, if you just didn't know there was a scoreboard, you maybe think this may be a tied ball game. You know what I mean? Just the way both of these teams, it even starts when they're fans, the way that they've both come out to support their teams in this game. So it's been a little back-and-back matchup.
yeah, you're absolutely right. The balance that we've seen is a little uncanny. Just like you said, if you didn't look at the scoreboard and you just looked at the stats and looked at some things, you'd be like, wow, you'd probably predict a closer game. And it's still close. For instance, the Comets had 8 drives. The Racers had 7.
There you go.
You're talking about a penalty balance. Penalty-wise, there's an imbalance. Classen is 10. Or they have, 10 penalties. And you've got only 3 for the Racers. Giving each other, or giving your opponent an opportunity here where the Racers have taken advantage fully of those opportunities. And only one time was Classen able to take advantage of it and revive a drive. You've got quite a bit of balance on both sides. They're running more than they're passing. The big difference is Classen hasn't gotten all their playmakers involved.
That's a great point.
We some of the names that the coaches told us to look for, they've kind of been quiet tonight. Now he said they're a team of 2 halves, so I'm expecting them to come out and we hear those playmakers, start seeing them contribute more. On the other side with the Racers, they've got all their elements working.
Oh, yeah.
All phases of their game is working fine. Kicking game. They're kicking the ball deep, but they only had the one that went out of bounds. So they're still putting the pressure on Classen here to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Some of those players for the Racers that have just been able to establish their will in this game, gotta mention T.J. Bradford, number 5, running that football. And they have a few guys that have been doing some good running. Also, Carson Bolser. Man, a 1-2 punch with those two, and even we got Alex Logan, that number 10, the receiver. He had a good catch, a few catches in there, and Berg. I like the quarterback Berg. He's the one that is conducting this whole well-oiled machine pretty much. He's the one keeping them in good pace, and what really kind of showed me that is when they had the Comets off guard at the goal line, and he just got a quarterback sneak. That was just because he knew what was going on. His players, they're ready and set. Comets weren't ready for that, and it cost them 6 points.
Yes, it did. I mean, and they've been catching that quarterback along with the head coach. Like I said, the persona of the team is that of their coach Brickman. I mean, really to talk with him, you could see that quiet confidence and that swag, but it's translated to his quarterback, who's been keeping him off guard and making the right decisions. I mean, they've run the hurry up offense. I know that's a conjunction with both the coaching staff and their team, but they're ready to punch in the mouth, and that's what they've been doing. Going back to number 10 you were talking about there, Mr. Logan, great picking up yards after the catch.
Yes.
I mean, he's done a great job of getting those little slants and those little outs and the little bubble screens, and he's a terror out in open field.
And speaking of that, even Berg kind of misplaced that football. Could have been a huge touchdown because Logan was just all alone back there towards that that front pylon. So doing a lot of good things, and it's kind of ironic they're called the Racers because their pace has just been very fast, man. I'm talking about high-tempo offense to where comments are kind of confused on where we need to be at, and then, boom, that ball's already being snapped. They're already running or doing this, da-da-da-da. You know, they have a good identity. I love what the Racers are doing so far. You know, it's something we touched on off the air where we were talking about the number of players. I failed to ask Coach Marinko the number of players that they brought with them today, but you can clearly see that there's a little over twice as many players on the other side. So they probably have more players on this side playing both sides of the ball, even though we know they play it on the other side as well. But they've got a little over twice the amount of staff, roster over there. That's a good point. It makes a difference, as far as like fatigue and substitution personnel. Can't get those guys on and off the field if you're doing hurry up offense, which they're doing, is keeping Classen, on the field, making them punishing them by keeping them on the field. That's exactly right. And I mean, those little things play into the game. You don't actually, when you look on the field, just looking what's being played on the field, seeing that it's just going to be 11-11, but then you look at the sideline, there's a difference there. They have that extra running back. They got that extra DB to bring in there for different sets, different formations. So excellent observation. And we also observed, too, that it's senior night for Classen SAS. So, hey, I mean, maybe if it's anything that can give them a boost tonight. Oh, yeah. Senior night could be the night, you know what I mean? Have a story to tell years later that, hey, we had a comeback win against a 6-1 team on senior night. So definitely a lot that the Comets can do to give them a boost in this game, don't you think? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now my question to you is, what do you expect to see in the second half? Okay, I'm expecting to see, well, at least for the Racers, stick to what you're doing. You've been running the football. They have less penalties, so I'm thinking they're gonna continue to maybe what their coach said, Brickman, stay level-headed. I'm expecting to stay level-headed and continue their pace. Now for the Comets, they're the ones that have the most pressure on them. I think they need to start with those intermediate routes, those short passes, because Hardeman's got a good arm on him. I know they try to do a little read option, so sticking to the run when they're supposed to, but also throwing that football because that playmaker, Jalen Torre, he's the one that converted that fourth down for him. So I want to see the ball thrown in the air. That can put some points on the board in a hurry for the Comets. Also, to piggyback on what you're saying, they've got to get Elijah Green involved here. You got to get him the ball. I don't care how they get him the ball. They need to get him, swing it to him in the backfield, short, like you said, short and intermediate passes, slants, digs, out routes, whatever. Me being a former tight end, I don't see any tight end usage. I think that's always available in there, but that's not part of who they are. So they're heavy on the wide receivers, which to me, and it's leaving your front five thin because they're still pressing 7 at the line on the defense. And for those kinds of things, you need quick passes. And I'd like to see them at least get those passes. We're picking up 3 yards, 4 yards. It doesn't have to be
8, 9 yards. I mean, but matriculate down the field, sustainable drives, and punch the defense in the mouth a little bit. But you got to help that front five there because they're being overloaded. Those linebackers are pressing, and it's easy if you've got, especially they're running trips in one or they're running doubles on both sides. You pick a slot receiver right there. He doesn't have to go far. Let those other receivers run those guys off them. They're not pressing them. Let them work. Got to get Elijah the ball.
I like that, and when he does get the football, he's got to be ready for it too.
Yes.
So we don't know. Maybe he's just got maybe been in a little funk or whatever the case may be. This is a great half to have just different spark, have a different sense of urgency, basically. And I like what you said about that front five. The play calling has to make sense for the Comets. So if they are rushing 7, they do have a loaded box. Maybe have some other blocking in there as an H-back or, like you said, hey, I was a tight end too, so I can kind of test what you're saying. Having that extra blocking, make it make sense with your protection and your schemes. That can generate to some good offense too.
Well, and one thing I like just watching them come out of halftime, the energy level is still good. I mean, it's almost
body
like it's
language,
the beginning of the body language is like they're ready to do this. So nobody is sloping their shoulders or anything. Classen looks like they're ready to get after it. Now, unfortunately, they have to give up the ball here. The Racers will be receiving the ball, but hey, this is an opportunity to go get the ball here.
Yep, and also turnovers can be a factor in this game too. Their defense has shown that they can hold the Racers when they're putting them in those third down situations, haven't been able to convert them. So even though they're giving it up, we can see how they can come back into this game. There's some great keys to this game. Thank you, Max, for that. And
Absolutely.
So now we're ready for the third quarter to commence. And
let's get it on.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for tuning in, watching us today on live stream. We appreciate it. And give us some time to also thank some of our sponsors tonight. Casino Domino, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Super Prep, Kaiser Life Changing Bar, Dick's Sporting Goods, Impressions Printing, OKC Dodgers Baseball Foundation, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Companies. Thank you so much for sponsoring this game.
Yeah, I also want to congratulate and recognize the referees out here. They're doing a good job, and they're certainly not affecting the game like we've seen in the past. These guys are doing well. You got your referee, Rick Johnson, umpire Richard Jacobs, linesman Mark Richard, line judge Stephen Ombre, and the back judge Kurt Thurman.
Thank you, referees, and they're going to get their jobs going with the flag going to be called on this kickoff. Going to make it at 1st and 10 for Newcastle at the 35-yard line. That ball fell out of bounds.
Well, something we just mentioned from the gate. You got to stop the penalties, and we start out the second half with a penalty. Now, hopefully they can recover from it, but they can't afford to keep giving Newcastle great field position. I know they're on their own 35, but it would be nicer if they were inside their own 20.
Definitely. But this is where it will start for the Racers. Burke has no receivers to his left, 2 to his right, giving it to the running back, and he just shakes off the initial tackler. Gonna get very close to that first down marker. That's T.J. Bradford, and he will pick it up. Gonna be a Big O's Pork and Dreams. First down.
That's phenomenal there. He just went straight at him, hit that A gap, and going. There to go with the hurry-up offense, the quarterback keeper there. And he's picked up about 13 yards before they touched him. He was 10 yards down the field.
Yeah, just as fast as that first down was, just as fast as that play was incommenced, just because you just blink and they're already with their next play. So that's going to be a Big O's Pork and Dreams. First down, nice run by Burke. Now they're in Comet territory. Ball going to be at the 42-yard line. Burke's trying to get him with a hard count. Can't get it, so looking over, seeing what he's going to run. Getting the call from his OC. Now he's going to pitch it over to the running back, and he just gets swooped under his feet. T.J. Bradford, that is, getting about 2 yards on that gain. In on the tackle was going to be number 51, Israel Chukwu.
Yep, another one of those players we were looking for tonight. That was a heck of a tackle right there. He stopped their momentum. But we've had 3 runs, and 2 of them were for 10 yards or more. So that's a huge stop here.
Can't ask for anything better than that. And so Burge is going to give it back to the other running back who does a good job of falling forward. That's going to be Carson Boser. But I do see a flag on the play.
Well, it looks like it might be in the area of holding. So let's find out here what the referees are going to do.
That will be correct. Holding on the offense. Going to go against the Racers. Ball's going to go back. 10-yard penalty of the spot of the foul, and that's going to place it at the 45-yard line, still in Comet territory.
Well, that's one they didn't need, even though they're leading the game. But they did not need to break their momentum. But that gives the Comets a bit of life here, so they need to step it up. They're playing press on the wide receivers here.
And so Burke gets the snap. It's going to be a read option. He's a quarterback keeper. Tries to make a juke to the inside. Comes back. Falls forward. Getting back to that 40-yard line or 41-yard line, if you will. But it will be a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, so he picked up 5 yards on that quickly. Well, let's see what these guys are got to do here.
Very patient on this 3rd down because it is crucial for the Racers, also for the Comets. So Burke trying to draw him with that hard count does not work. And so now looking back to run a play after they do try to get a few yards. And so Burke is going to go back to the read option, and he's got a quarterback keeper. Has some room now, shakes off defenders. It is going to be very close to that 1st down marker. Will they bring out the chains? I don't know. Comments are showing that it's 4th down. They think it is, and that's what it will be. They're a yard short.
You know, that was a heck of a run because he ran through a tackle. They had him for a loss. Looks like we've got a Classen Comet down on the field.
Injury timeout right now. As the Comet is getting attended to, we have some players taking a knee. So we're going to take a break with it being injury timeout. Sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods. We'll be right back.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Back after injury timeout, that was going to be Isaac Graves, but he got up on his own power. And during, since we were on a break, the Racers picked up a 1st down with just a quarterback keeper. And so they do have a new set of downs, and they are going to do a direct snap, and still up after being hit by several Comets, taking the entire 11 to bring them down, number 28, Randy Nix Jr.
Yeah, he must be a beast and a half, man. It took the whole team to bring him down. That was a nice run play there. Picked up 8.
Yeah, who is this man? You can't bring him down. We don't know who he is on that play. Houdini. Excellent run. Gonna make it 2nd and 3.
Yep. This is a nice formation they've got.
Oh, yeah, and it is gonna be given to Boser, and Boser has done so much to just try to get to the end zone. It will be a touchdown, Racers.
Wow, that was a heck of a play there. That was one heck of a play. He just ran straight at him, straight at in the A gap, stayed disciplined. Linebacker bounced off of him, and he took the rest of them for a ride. That was a heck of a run.
I was giving Nix Jr. a lot of credit for just shaking off tackles, but Bosa says, hey, he can do it, I can do it better, and just makes those comments just silly as he runs to the end zone.
That kicker's got a really strong leg. I mean, he's kicking a field goal, but it's going all the way out to the track out there, some 20 yards, 25 yards away. That was a heck of a deal there. And this scoring recap is brought to you by Kai's Life-Changing Bar. This one will just baffle you, but this is what we talk about with sustainable drives. This was a 9-play drive that started on a 35, all of them runs. They had one penalty that set them back, and they overcame that. But 9 penalties starting from a 65-yard drive, sustainable, what we talked about. They did it. Result, touchdown. Then nothing else to say.
Nothing else to say. You're right. Making it 31-6.
Well, it's a little bit of an uphill battle, as my other colleague would say, Doolittle would say. This is where the game begins.
Okay.
This is where it all happens, right here.
And he's right, because it's just gonna test your heart, your will. Do you have enough to turn this around when things aren't going your way, back against the wall? So we're gonna see what the Comets are made of. Know they have a young squad. Both of these teams do. So hey, this is a great experience for them. Good atmosphere. We'll see what they can do.
Nice kickoff.
And yeah, it is that strong leg of Batchelder again.
Not giving the Comets and Elijah a chance to do anything back there. They've kept him at bay. I mean, they've got him back there. But they have done everything they can to keep him from dazzling and getting started. But you know what? The Comets are showing some heart. Their defense has been on that field a long time tonight, and they still show some hard hitting. They're just getting bounced around a little bit. Now it's time for the offense to give them a break, settle down, and get just one play at a time and become that second half team that the coach is talking about.
Yeah, see if they can string a good drive together. 7:53 left in the third quarter. And Hardiman's got his receiver. He's trying to go for him, but it is going to be intercepted by the Comets. Tiptoeing down the sideline, eventually brought down. That's number 15. Jackson. Help me out with this one, Max.
What's the number?
Jackson, number 15.
Oh, Shamuel.
Shanuel.
Yeah, Shanuel. There you go.
Shanuel, he had just kind of played that one perfectly, made Hardiman feel like there was room to get that ball through, and gets the interception, and had a nice return to go along with it.
You know, we were talking about passing. That was a little bit more vertical with them playing a zone. They had the safety. They had 2 safeties back there, so that was a dangerous pass as we see the results from it.
And so now the Racers are making and improvising on this first play of this drive. Nice little shuffle pass, Burt, to his running back, Bolser, picking up 8 yards on that one, making it 2nd and 2.
Oh, yes. I mean, that was a heck of a play there with the quarterback being in the arms of a defender and still able to get that pass out.
Heads up, and Bird's got him in a spread offense again, and he's going to actually give it to his running back on the read option. They've been running that all night. It's going to be Bolser again. Very close to that first down marker, but he does not pick it up. Good stop from the Comets.
Yeah, I'm surprised. The defense is still showing some heart and some energy out here. They just, but they're gasping a little bit because they just got off the field here. But they're still trying hard, and that's important. I mean, it's a big deal.
Not seeing them give an inch or anything. And hey, once again, a very close stop. Inches from that first down marker, but it will be enough for the Big O's Pork and Dreams first down.
And it was a heck of a tackle. I mean, they got right to him. It's just that he needed a short gain, and he was able to fall forward and get it. heck of a play on both sides here. But the defense is they're digging in.
And now Burke has a play action and dumps it off to Nix Jr. Nix Jr. leaps into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Racers. Nix Jr.
They are having their way with them right now.
Having their way.
2 possessions this half, 2 touchdowns.
And these very quick touchdowns, so we're still in the third quarter. And so it happens fast, Max. We're at 6:51 left in this third quarter, and they're putting up those points, and I'm in a hurry.
Well, this kicker's getting his money's worth today.
He said, hey, I got some. Oh, but he is no good. That kick was blocked this time.
Yes. Like I
Nice
said,
effort.
yeah, none of the comments have given up, and that's good. Their energy is still high. These guys are high-fiving and excited off that. They can build off of this. And that's what Coach Marinko was talking about. You know, go have some fun, play fast, you know, get out there and play for each other. And that's what I'm seeing out here. Nobody's got their head hung, and they're, you know, in their head there's still a lot of football to play, and it is a lot of football to play. They've got to create some opportunities, and we'll see them do that here.
Yeah, it is. They got very good positivity. I'm seeing even the coaches doing some clapping too, you know, just kind of getting their sideline ready to go. I mean, I agree with you, though. You know, you can look at that scoreboard and get discouraged, but I really don't see that from them.
No, I don't see it at all. I mean, they're, you know, setting up some things here. Hopefully they get an opportunity to let Mr. Wood, or Elijah, I should say, Mr. Green, get a chance to affect this game a little bit. But, you know, the Racers are being smart.
And this time,
Out of
just like before, ball bounces out of bounds, not giving Elijah Green any time or anything to do with that.
Yeah, actually, that was a touch, but he kicked it out of the end zone. That guy's ready for the next level for sure. He's kicking the ball out of the end zone at that point. I mean, that one went right over Mr. Green's head. That was just phenomenal. He just looked at it in disgust. So they're starting out on their 25-yard line, and as they did last time, let's hope they can get something going this time.
Yes, we were looking forward to it. Hardeman is in the pistol formation, and he's going to actually give it to number 23. That's going to be Jayon House, but he has no time to make any move on that one. Brought down in the backfield by several comments.
Yes. It's like they're reading their playbook. I mean, I'd like to see the offensive coordinator or the head coach or whoever's calling these plays to just kind of switch it up a little bit. I mean, these guys are pressing the box, and they got one single safety, and he's not high. He's just right behind the linebackers. So
Good observation. Maybe we'll see a shot downfield. But Hardeman does get it, and it's going to be a handoff. And now a rush out the middle. Running back has daylight, still going, moving, and he is at the 30, 25, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Comets.
wow, that was phenomenal. He hit the Jets, and it was out of there.
And man, that's right up the Racers' gut. That's going to be Caleb Freeman. Oh, welcome to the party.
Definitely welcome to the party. Like we said, anything can happen, and it just did.
Outstanding run. It's big-time playmaking, and we know they're capable of it. They have a lot of a nice talent at their skill positions. Freeland makes the defense look silly on that one.
Well, like I said, he turned the Jets on. Nothing but real estate in front of him. There's nothing anybody could do. Great last effort there by the Racers there to try to dive after him and get him, but he was just out of there. He was determined.
Put on the Jets, I call it sideline speed.
Yes.
Just out of there.
Hey, he's got the crowd wound up again, and that was good. They needed that. It energized the crowd. Their band has been doing a good job backing them up, and their cheerleaders are doing a great job. So that was good. Again, their body language is great. They're back in this thing, so that's a good deal.
Yes, it is. And I think, if you don't have that good body language, maybe plays like that when they never happen, you know what I mean? So keeping a good attitude. But they did try for the 2-point conversion. We've seen that on their first score. They tried it again. Wasn't able to come down with it. So now, giving your scoring recap, I'll let you do that.
Okay, well, the scoring recap is sponsored by Kai's, the life-changing bar. This one is simple. They started out on the 25-yard line after the kickoff went through the end zone. 2 running plays later, busting out a little over a 75-yard run, because remember they lost yardage on that first one. So it's about almost an 80-yard run, and he blasted off, shook a couple people immediately, and turned the Jets on. And hey, great touchdown, great play, great blocking, great spacing, and hats off to Classen SAS for that scoring drive. Hopefully they can keep that up.
And excellent play from Freeland. We're going to be watching to see what he does the rest of this game. And so now the Comets are kicking off. And is it an onside or a very short kick? But the Racers do receive it. That's going to be number 21, Shane Lovejoy, who was he's on the hands team, able to catch that one.
Yeah, it looked like it was an attempt at an onside kick. And, of course, the Racers were very ready for that. They had their hands team out there. So I think he got it about 8 yards. He didn't really let it go 10 yards. So really wasn't too much that Classen could do. But they're giving them the ball at midfield, and
that could be dangerous.
that is a dangerous thing with these guys. Newcastle has not had bad field position all day.
And Burke likes that observation, starting this drive in midfield, and he's going to have a quarterback keeper trying to make people miss. Sends a spin move. Oh, he gets level, but will be enough for the Big O's Pork and Jeans. First down. Some hard hitting out there.
It was definitely hard hitting. And some smart running till he ran into that brick wall over there. But he picked up 11 yards on that, and that was a heck of a run. They've got to keep their eye on him. He is very, very crafty with that.
Sneaky, too, with his running, because, they have so many other weapons that he can give the football to.
Well, he's putting that ball in the belly of the running back and then taking it out just like now.
Similar situation, a read option, quarterback keep. And he is just moving those legs, falling forward for a Big O's Pork and Dreams. First down for Mr. Jackson Burt.
He's just toying with them at this point. Defense is gassed a little bit, and it's neat because they don't really have them spread. But as you see, they do have tight ends up there. They have 2 tight ends on the line. So it looks like they are committing to the run, and they're picking up chunks of yards.
Continuing to do so, and now T.J. Bradford, got it on that read option. Gets a gain of 6 with 2nd and 4. 4:03 left in this third quarter.
Yeah, they've got 2 tight ends in there and a running back for protection.
And this time, Burke elects to keep it. And it's not fooling the Comets. They've seen this before, and we're just heads up on that one.
Well, you know what? It's not a matter of the play just develops so slowly. They had enough protection in there, but Classen just decided to bring more more defenders in there, and it worked. It developed so slowly, it just played right into their hands.
Yes, it did. Being honest, being true to where the football is at, and it's going to make it third down. And they do give it to Bosa this time. He's always got a spark. When he gets the football, he wants a touchdown, and that's what he gets. Touchdown, Racers.
Wow. That guy has a nose for the end zone.
Yes, he does. It's just because, he's like, I don't care if there's defenders on me. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going.
Yeah, this time he didn't have to piggyback anyone. He just bulldozed his way through there. He's got some nice speed and power as well. Heck of a run. Right up the A-gap.
Excellent running backs. A 1-2 punch with him and Bradford is looking very scary today. They've been as good as their coach has hyped them up to be. And the kick is also good. Making it 44-12.
Yes, and this scoring recap is brought to you again by Kai's Life-Changing Bar. Wow, they started out on the 50 from the onside kick, and 6 plays later, 6 running plays, no passing plays on this. They committed to the run, and 6 runs later, a touchdown. And, 22-yard touchdown by that man. So that was a heck of a drive. I mean, it was they imposed their will on it. They were determined to run, and their front line has been doing a good job here. Again, they're running 2 tight ends out there.
And that's what we kind of said for maybe what Classen SAS could do is just making that protection make sense of having a guy to block somebody in the box, every time. That's smart. But we're seeing it for sure from the Racers. They have some tight ends down there, and I like that it generates some good touchdowns. And they're running the ball too.
Yes.
Not throwing it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. They did a great job just sticking to their plan to run the ball. And when you're blocking like that, you're blowing them off the ball like that. And this gentleman just kicked it again out of the end zone. Elijah Green is just bored out of his mind back there. He wants the ball so badly, and it's just he's just shaking his head.
Yeah, he knows it. He's just like, man, why even get back there?
Wow. Like I said, Classen is got to put a hat on a hat. And I understand they're spreading them out here. The vertical pass has not been too friendly with them. They need to go with some slot passes, things of that magnitude. But right now, Newcastle is pressing them.
Yes, they are. And so Hardeman actually faced now. He has a triple option, the opportunity to pitch it, but he keeps it instead and falls forward about the 30-yard line. Nice run on first down.
Yeah, that was a nice run. Let's see them pick it up. Looks like they're trying to go a little bit of hurry up, a little sense of urgency. Well, at least it looked like that for a moment.
Yeah, they're maybe taking extra time to see what play makes sense on this second and short. So Hardeman is waiting for the snap and gives it to Freeland again. Freeland, the one that had the big run for the touchdown, and he has enough yards for the Big O's Pork and James first down.
And that's their first down for this half. So, they've got to pick that stat up, see them get some more.
Yes, we would. And so now they have 2 receivers to Hardeman's right with Aaron Underwood in the slot. Maybe he can have a nice route. See what he can do. So Hardeman gives it to Freeland again, or rather not Freeland, excuse me. That's going to be Jayon House this time, running the football in the backfield. He has a positive game of 5 yards. Going to make it 2nd and 5, Max.
That was a good play there. They're taking advantage now, which I don't blame them. Newcastle's only playing 3 down linemen. I'm trying to figure out if they were playing a dime or a nickel. But they got 3 down linemen and actually 3 linebackers. So this is a, but yeah, that's it. And they're taking advantage of it. They can run on this. The gaps are being pressed out right now. The offensive line is winning that battle at the line.
Hardeman tries to throw a bubble screen, but sails right over Underwood. Didn't really have a chance to catch that.
No, he really didn't, and it was probably best he didn't catch it anyway. The defense was right there on him. So that was one of those plays that's just unfortunate but fortunate for them, so they don't lose any yardage.
But I think they did lose yardage just because the
backwards pass.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, that's better than having the Racers scoop it up and go score. So I mean, not a good situation, but better than what it could have been. But still a 3rd and I'm going to say 15 for the Comets. See what they run here. Hardeman just trying to evade the rush and gives himself more time. Looks for a receiver. That's Torre, but nowhere near for him to make a play on it.
That was a tough play. Again, the quarterback running to his right there and trying to throw it where only his receiver could get to it. And that was a tough 3rd down there.
Definitely making it 4th and 15. Got to be a punting situation.
Yeah, you can't afford to give Newcastle the ball on 30, especially when they're picking up like 10 yards a run.
And yeah, not college, high school level, you're always seeing the run game established. We've seen it for the Racers, and this one's going to be a short and very high punt, and it's going to bounce still in Comet territory. Freeland picks it up, and that will take us to the end of this third quarter, where Newcastle Racers have a 44-12 lead over Classen SAS Comet. So we're going to take a break. You're listening to the Game of the Week, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Metro Tech Technology Center.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Back here in the 4th, and the Racers waste no time, and so he's still running to the 15-yard line. Humongous gain for number 24, Grady Corbin, starting off this fourth quarter with an excellent run.
And a Big O's Pork and Dreams first down. Wow. And they're in their hurry-up offense there. They're not giving them a chance to breathe, and it looks like too many people on the field here.
Going to be a timeout taken by the Comets, and we're going to go ahead and stay here, just coming out of that break, just to kind of talk about what we saw on that first play in the fourth quarter.
Well, you know, that was he just ran again. They're just imposing their will. The offensive line of the Racers is just dominating right now. Plus, the classic Comets are a little tired. They gotta be. They've been on the field all day long, and they've put in some really hard work. But now they're just getting pounded up the middle here, and that's what good teams do. They get stronger on offense. You get more beat up on the defense. So you can see the momentum picking up for Newcastle here, as with each play, and especially with them doing a hurry up and still running the ball. You know, they're not doing any trickery here. They're just straight up hat on hat blocking open and imposing their will on the defense.
That's a good point. We're not seeing a lot of counters and traps. You know, just hey, go find the first hat in front of you, get a body on them, and our skill players will do the rest. So that's what we're seeing, and we are back. We're not back, we are back to action. And it will be given to Corbin this time again, but he stopped, and Comet fans are loving that one.
Yeah, that was a good play. It was a little bit uncharacteristic. They didn't shoot straight ahead. They started running laterally, and the linebackers got in there and filled those gaps immediately. So that's a heck of a play. And I didn't expect Newcastle to run lateral at all.
Surprising play, making it 2nd and 11, and Burke draws back and tries to give his receiver a chance in the end zone, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown. That's going to be number 4, Rex Heskew. He gets a touchdown tonight. Touchdown, Racers.
Wow, that was a heck of a catch, too. I mean, great throw. The placement on the throw was outstanding. I thought the defender had a chance to make a play on that. It looked like he did, but the concentration of the wide receiver for them was really great. He did a good job. Great hands. Great play.
And maybe you weren't expecting a pass to the end zone just because of the great success they've had running the ball. So good play call.
Yeah, they caught him off guard there. And this scoring recap is brought to you by Kai's Life-Changing Bar. This was a simple one. It started out on the 45-yard line of Capitol Hill. Oh man, I'm being fined for that one. Anyway, for the Comets, they were on the Comets 45-yard line. 4 plays later, 3 of them runs and 1 pass, capping off a 45-yard drive for a touchdown. I mean, they're imposing their will again, as been said a ton, but it's actually, that's the way to put it. They've softened them, beat them up with the run, and then dropped a nice 22-yard pass there for a touchdown in the corner.
Great execution. We've seen that pretty much play out this entire day. And, you know, with it being the grind of this season, hey, man, Newcastle's playing well when they need to. I know they're 6-1 coming into this game, so the playoffs are going to start to pick up for them, and they're definitely taking advantage of playing good football right now.
Oh, absolutely. And here's another kickoff. This time they kick it short.
Uh-oh, and now going to be a reverse field by Anderson Underwood. He's just trying to stop in his tracks, and he's going back. Makes races miss, but he goes backwards a little bit on that. Ball's going to be placed at the 19-yard line, or the 14-yard line for the Comets.
Wow. I mean, he tried everything he could, but that pursuit from Newcastle was a little bit too much for him. Strung him out laterally, and he ended up losing some yards, but he gave a valiant effort.
Yeah, he did. I got to give him credit for being able to stop on a dime like that.
Yeah, change direction, yeah.
So
they need more of that on this side of the ball now, on the offensive side,
where it matters. And so Hardiman actually fakes the handoff and keeps it for himself, trying to gain any yardage he can. Brought down by number 21, Shane Lovejoy. We've been calling his name a little more in the second half. And Hardiman, now it's going to be, he gains about 2 yards on that. So 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that was a tough 2 yards too. But they've got to take advantage of the line.
Woo! And brought down immediately as he gets the handoff. Going to be number 23, Jayon House. And, yeah, nothing doing on that.
You know, I don't want to harp on this too much, but their protection is, even though they're playing, like you said, a stack 3 here, the linebackers flexed out and was able to shoot that gap before they could even get the play started. You got to have either a back, an H-back, or a tight end somewhere to keep these guys from penetrating that line so much.
I agree, and so even when they got 3 down linemen, they take up a lot of space. So Hardiman has time to drop back. There is a flag on the play, and going to be blown dead. Will be a false start on the offense. Bring it back 5 yards.
You know, the way that Newcastle is doing it, they're allowing their linebackers to stunt. You know, they're stunting on both sides there. They'll shoot the A-gap or B-gap and quickly come out and stunt and come around the end. And they're doing it so fast that Classen can't get they can't get started on their plays. I mean, by the time they hand the ball off or do the read option, they're already eaten up like a shark.
Exactly, and that just throws off timing too.
Mm-hmm.
Hardiman on this 3rd and 14. Moves up in the pocket, decides to scramble, spin move, but still gets brought down. Maybe makes it back to the original line of scrimmage, but obviously nowhere near the 1st down marker. Making it 4th and 10. 4th and 11. And they've been aggressive.
You think they're going to punt here, or you think they might?
You know what? They're going to punt. They're going to punt. I said aggressive, but it just doesn't make sense to go forward in this situation. So they will punt it, and we do have Jackson Schnaniel back to receive.
Looks like they're coming after the punter on this.
They are. He gets a high punt on this one. Ball's going to bounce. Oh, almost hitting the comments. But it falls into Racer territory.
That was a good punt.
Yeah, it was. Especially where they started at.
No kidding. That was a heck of a punt. I thought he was going to get it blocked. Those guys were in the backfield as quick as the ball was. But that's good. There's something positive happened for him. He's getting these guys to start on their own 45.
Still good field position. I know you talked about how the Racers have had that good field position all night, and it's continuing with this drive. 6:19 left in this game, and we know there's a running clock with the score being 51-12 right now. Newcastle has a lead over Classen, so Burke's still in the game, still running our starters. And actually, no, we're getting some fresh blood in here.
Yeah,
Excuse me on
absolutely.
that. Jackson Schnaniel, he's in at quarterback, number 39 on that run. Jaron Jackson, he's a senior getting some burn late in this game.
Well, that's good. It's fresh energy, and you can tell.
And he's doing his job to get positive yards to give it back to Jaron Jackson. Does a stutter step and still moving, still turning those legs, bouncing like a bowling ball, moving forward, and picking up a big old Spork and James first down.
He's getting chunks of yards right there, man. This is really good to see. They look like they're going to be stacked very well for the playoffs.
Yes, they are, and then we sound like, where has he been at? Because he's got a burst when he's getting that football.
Well, it looks like they're being taking their time a little bit more out here on offense, spreading things out.
Jackson's on the right side, and it is going to be a fake handoff and kept by Schnaniel.
You know, that almost looked like a broken play.
I thought so too. Maybe someone forgot they were getting the football. I don't know, but Schnaniel tried to make what he could. Loss of about 2 on that one.
Yeah, that's a rarity there, but at least the Comets defense, they stayed disciplined and stayed home.
Shout out to the defense.
Yes, definitely.
4:30 and counting in this fourth. Appreciate you for still tuning in. Gonna give it to Jaron Jackson, and he falls forward for about 5 yards. Nice run from him.
Looks like that. Yes, absolutely. It was we have a. Looks like. Yeah, we have a Comet down.
We have a Comet down. Helmet face planted to the ground. Now he rolls over, and so we're gonna just take a break. You're listening to the Game of the Week, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Metro Tech Technology Center.
For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Oklahoma City. Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Back after the injury timeout, and it looks like the Comet player is going to get up in his own power. We love to see that. So back to action with 4:10 left in this game. Newcastle has a big lead so far, and they're going to It's going to be a keep to Shaniel. Shaniel's just running forward. Going to take a lot of comments to bring him down. And it will move the chains and be a Big O's Pork and Dreams first down late in this game.
Well, they're getting their reps in for what they need to do the rest of the season. And they're looking good. Their second string is looking just as good as their first string. And actually, the energy from the defense on Classen, they've got some substitutions in there, too. They're looking, fresh, too. They're just being overpowered a little bit right now, but the energy is there. They're not making it easy for Shanwell. Not at all.
They're not. It took a lot to bring him down. And now they have the third string of QB in, and he's got some wheels on him, too. That's going to be number 8, Caden Longman. He had some composure running that football.
Yeah, he looks like he wants to get in the books, as we used to say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe he wants a touchdown.
I don't blame him. Wants to be in the stat line, so he already is. That was a good 5-yard, 6-yard pickup there.
Oh yeah, he's got a pep in his step, making sure he gets the right protection call to his O-line. 2:48 left in this game. Gets a snap. Is Longman. He gives it back to Jaron Jackson. He's done a great job running the football on this drive, and he's going to pick up a Big O's Pork and Dreams first down as the clock continues to tick.
Well, they're racking up the first downs this half. I mean, they're being consistent like they were. And again, this is sustainable drives that we're talking about that get you through the playoffs. When you start playing, really tough competition, and you don't get those big plays all the time. You have to be able to pick up those 3 yards, 4 yards, 5-yard plays, and they're doing a good job of that.
Oh yeah, it's part of the game. And so Longman has a quarterback keeper again. He's running back to that left side, but it's swung down by number 23, Jayon House.
Yeah, House was ready for that. They didn't get any play out. They didn't get any yardage out of that. House did a good job. He got through the blocker and shed the blocker and got in there and got the quarterback. It was hard to do.
Nice tackling from the Comets. Still giving great effort in this game. 138 and ticking left until we get to that 0-0. Longman's trying to get him off sides with a hard count. Doesn't work. So now he's getting the play from the sideline. Conversation with his O-lineman, and it's going to be the read option again, and Longman's kept it a few times this time. Doesn't get spins off a tackle, trying to reverse field, drifts back, and it's nothing going to fool the Comets on that one. They're all over it, Max.
Yeah, they did a great job of containment on that, man. He had some open field, but their lateral coverage from sideline to sideline is really strong, and it showed on that play because they got outside of him and turned him back inside and punished him.
Yes, it did, and defense being stout, doing what they can. Longman's under center right now. Jaron Jackson.
They're going to go into that victory formation, I guess.
Believe that's what it is. He's kind of Longman's being the captain of this offense, telling them where to go, and that's what exactly they do. Victory formation with 33 seconds and counting, and I think that's going to do it for this game. Been a fun game to watch, regardless of what this scoreboard looks like. But if you do want to look at the scoreboard, it is going to be Newcastle Racers getting the victory, 51-12 over Classen SAS Comets. So we do have a post game, we do have a pregame, and a post game and a player of the game, to hand out. And so we're going to just stay here with that. And our player of the game is sponsored by Big O's Pork and Dreams, and Super Prep are proud to sponsor this player of the game. So I'm going to give it to you, Max.
Oh, man.
Who's going to be the player of the game?
That is a good question here. The run number 5, was it Bradford?
Bradford, yeah.
I would say it would have to be him. I mean, he was their heart and soul tonight. I mean, he shredded the defense, inside, outside, juking, power. He showed it all today. It's his complete arsenal. So, yeah, it would definitely be T.J. Bradford for my player of the game. So that absolutely would work. What your opinion on that?
Oh, yeah, I agree. I definitely think that with him being that starting running back, it started with him and how he was able to run the ball and move the line of scrimmage. Shout out to the O-line, too, for doing a great job of the blocking, whether it be in the run game or the pass game. So, T.J. Bradford, you are a freshman and you are the player of the game.
Absolutely. And the quarterback did such a great job disguising plays, reading, like you were saying earlier, to reiterate what you were saying about him feeling the defense, keeping the pace of the game going. There's just so many factors there. And Classen, hats off to Classen. They played like warriors tonight. The defense was on the field a lot longer than they needed to be, and they still put up a fight. They never got their superstars going on offense except for the one beautiful run there, 80-plus yard run. But all in all, it was a great game. It was much better than the scoreboard looked. It was an exciting game. I had a good time with it. So look forward to seeing more of these teams and do get better. One thing that Coach Brickman said that really kind of resonated, you can kind of tell, he used to coach out at South Moore, and I asked him what was the big difference. And the big difference, he said, you've got a small town, one team, and it's a family. It's all the way goes back to family. It's what the town has. It's everything, and you can kind of see that energy in the way they do business over there. And like I said, they have the persona of their coach. So does Classen. Classen has the persona of their coach. He's an energetic guy, and he's trying to make better men, better players, and get these guys to have some fun. And it showed. Nobody quit tonight.
No, they didn't, and couldn't have said it better myself. These two programs, regardless of the scoreboard, I believe they're on the up and up. Be sure to watch out for NewCastle as they're advanced to 7-1 now. So a hot team going into the playoffs. We're going to be looking out for them, and that's going to do it for tonight's broadcast. I'm Jonathan Richardson. This is Max alongside me. Thank you so much for us calling this game, and thank you so much for tuning into this game. You're listening to the Game of the Week, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Metro Tech Technology Centers. Good night.
Had a good time, man.